Hello stampers! I've got a fun stamping project for you today on how to create a road within your scene. And this one's a dirt road and it's going through a pine forest. And I just love this color combination too. It's so bright. So are you ready to start this? We are going to build our scene using the trees from the Peaceful Deer stamp set. And this is from Stampin' Up. And also from Stampin' Up is our sentiment set that we're going to use the heartfelt sentiment out of. I just love this script, and this is the lovely U set. So we're going to start with our main image panel. Our main image panel is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4, and we're going to start with our sky, and we're going to use blending brushes to put our scene in. So we're going to get a blue brush out here and Pacific Point ink, and I'm going to go over half of the top of the cardstock here. I'm not measuring or anything, I'm just guesstimating as usual. So there's our Pacific Point. And then we're going to go to Gorgeous Grape ink. I love this combination in the sky. Get a purple blending brush, and we're going to blend about 2/3 of our sky with this color. It's so pretty together. So that was Gorgeous Grape. And now for our grassy area, we're going to use Crushed Curry. Get a yellow brush out here. Tell you, it's so handy to have a brush for every color family, like one for your yellows, one for your blues, and one for the purples, etc. So we're going to blend this in, and you just want to meet that blue. You don't want to go into it, else you'll end up with green, because blue and green, yellow make green. So that's Crushed Curry. Then we're going to need a mask for our little road area here. And just to give you a clue where I'm going with this, this is the mask I used for my original card, and it covered the road area, so that's what we're going to create here. And this is just a 3 by 3 post-it note. I have the sticky part up here, and I'm going to make like a triangle. And it can be jagged, it's fine. No two roads are going to be alike. I'm going to just nip those points off there. There we go. And when you put it on, you're going to want to put it towards the right side. There's probably, let's see, 1/2 inch from the right side at the bottom. And it's just going to go to the top of the yellow. Okay? Get rid of my trash. And we're going to use a brown brush or an orange brush with our cinnamon cider ink. Here I go with my cinnamon cider again. Love this color. Okay, and we're going to blend that. We're going to hold our mask in place so it doesn't flip up on us, and we're going to blend cinnamon cider in here. And we're going to leave some of that yellow showing at the top. This is such a pretty warm color. Just turn your cardstock to wherever it's comfortable for you. Okay, isn't that pretty? That was cinnamon cider. And then And we're going to put some soft suede in. Get darker yet. I'm going to get a brown brush out here. And towards the bottom of our little field. Don't want to cover up all our cinnamon cider. We just wanted it a little darker. Okay, I'm going to leave that out. So now we're going to take our mask off. Okay, and we're going to take our cinnamon cider back out. We're going to get an expensive tool out here. We're going to get my good old Q-tip out. Anytime I have a small place to work, I like to use my Q-tip. Just going to get some color on here. And we're going to put some color, just scratching it kind of up towards the top of our road here. All right. Kind of scratchy marks. This is going to be the bottom, and you want it a little wider at the bottom. Okay, that was cinnamon cider, and then we're going to use the other side of our Q-tip and just streak some soft suede in at the bottom, just to get a little darker. Because anything in real life, when you're looking out at a scene, things are lighter in the distance and they're a little darker in the foreground. Okay. And then we're going to keep our soft suede out, and we'll get our brown blending brush back out. We're just going to blend a bit the sides of our road. Okay, so now that our road's all blended in, we're going to stamp some trees. I just love this set because it has all different sized trees, and so I can put like the taller trees in the foreground and get smaller and smaller as I go back. But we're just going to use two of them today. We're going to use the very large one, and we're going to use the one that the medium-sized one that has just two trees. And we're going to stamp these in gorgeous grape for our distant trees. We're going to get our medium-sized stamp that has two trees. Gorgeous grape ink. And we want to stamp these third generation. So we're going to ink up. We're going to stamp once, stamp twice, and then stamp on the cardstock. Okay, so 1, 2, stamp. They can overlap. These are in the distance. Okay, I must have something on my piece of cat here. So once, twice, stamp it. Once, twice. I have to really think about it. Once, twice. Let's leave a little gap here with these. Then once, twice. There we go. So there's our distant trees. Now we're going to set that stamp aside. And we're going to get out some Memento Tuxedo black ink for our foreground trees, and we're going to use this large tree, and I want to make it different sizes, so we're not going to ink it all the way up. We don't want to ink the trunk part, and for these trees here, we're only going to ink halfway on this stamp. So I'm just going to put it on my stamp pad, just half of the tree. Okay, get it good and inky there. So that's what it's going to look like. And you're going to stamp this on the panel. Make sure you're not stamping it on the road. and I did it once. Now I'm going to load back up halfway because we have another small tree on the other side of the panel. And I'm going to stamp this one about right here. And now this next one, I'm going to ink it all the way up, pretty much. I'm not going to ink up the trunk of the tree, but you can ink it down to the trunk. So there I have it pretty much inked up, except for the bottom of the tree. And we're going to stamp it here in the foreground. Okay, so there's our foreground. We've got our background in. Now we need a sentiment, and we're going to use the Heartfelt from the lovely U stamp set. And I'm going to add it in here in our scene. See if I can get it straight. There we go. So there's our scene, and for this, just to give it some a little bit of, you know, pizzazz, we're going to cut our panel, and we're going to cut the top 3/4 of an inch off, and then we'll make another cut for 1/2 of an inch. So I'm going to do that. Okay, we're going to add these to our panel of black. This is basic black panel, and the panel measurement is 4 by 5.25. We're going to cut 2 of these black panels. One will go inside, so that's just to let you know that. And all the dimensions for this project you can find below the video. Just click show more under the description, and all the product links are there also. I'm going to get out my multi-purpose glue here to do this. I'm such a glue girl. Okay. I like to add the big one first, get it lined up to where I want it. I'm putting it on so where I have like 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And then we'll put the top one on. Line it up where we want it. And then our centerpiece. It's nice using the glue because if you find that you need to move things around, you have a moment. Here we go. So there is our panel all done. So we're going to put it on our card base. Our card base is Gorgeous Grape, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, and then folded in half. Inside our card we have a 4 by 5.25 basic black panel, and then a 3 3/4 by 5 Balmy Blue panel. And then we're going to put this panel on, and we're going to pop it up using Stampin' Dimensionals. Rid of our backs. There we go. Now we're going to add this to our card front. Now I think I want some bling. I'm going to crease my card there so it lays flat for me. There we go. And we want some bling, and we're going to use the blue adhesive backed gems. And I like to put these on with a little pair of scissors. We're going to use the small ones. I'll put one in the middle. So I want to use the ones with the, some of them have like gold in them, and I wanted to pick up the gold color. So we're going to use these instead of the blue. And I'll just put one in the middle between them. Here we go. And there's our card all blinged out. One last thing before we wrap this project up is you can add some little white dots using a white chalk marker and just make little groups of them in the grassy area, and that'll finish your card for today. I hope you enjoyed this project, and if you did, please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for joining me. Bye.